Hello and welcome. Live from Channels Television's global headquarters in Lagos, Nigeria, watching Newsroom series. I'm Dominic Iriwa, and today our focus will be on the northwestern region. But before we get into that, let's have a snippet of our top stories making rounds at the moment. Justice Emeka Nwite of the Federal High Court in Abuja has ordered a former Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami, his son, Abdulaziz Malami, and Bashir Asabe to be remanded in Kuje Correctional Facility pending the hearing and determination of their bail application. Ruling on an oral bail application argued by counsel to the defendants, Justice Nwite says it amounts to an ambush for him to grant the bail application when the defense team had already filed written bail application. Having pleaded not guilty to the 16 counts charges bordering on alleged corruption, Justice Nwite adjourned the matter to January the 2nd, 2026 for the hearing of the bail application. We begin in Kebbi State, where the government and police command have clarified that the explosion recorded at the General Hospital Bagudo in the early hours of today was caused by a fire incident and not a bomb blast or helicopter activity, as widely speculated on social media. According to the police, investigations and experts' assessments revealed that an inferno within the hospital premises led to the overheating of air conditioning and refrigerator gas cylinders, which triggered the loud explosions heard in the area. Assessments conducted by Explosive Ordnance Disposal, chemical, biological, radiological, and nuclear experts alongside the Commissioner of Police tactical team confirmed that no explosives were involved and there was no aerial activity linked to the incident. Similarly, the Kebbi State government, through the Secretary to the State government, Yakubu Bala Tafida, confirmed preliminary findings from security agencies, indicated that the explosion emanated from a fire outbreak in the hospital staff quarters. The government confirmed that no lives were lost and no injuries were recorded. They gave reassurances that the situation is under control, with security agencies maintaining a strong presence at the scene. Over in Kaduna State, the state government is strengthening its position as one of the country's leading investment destinations, following sustained reforms aimed at improving the ease of doing business. From faster business registration to improved infrastructure and digital governance, the state's commitment to transparency and accountability has earned it recognition as #2 in national ease of doing business. Government says it is committed to creating a business-friendly environment.
Kaduna State's rise to second place in Nigeria's ease of doing business ranking did not happen by chance. This is a result of continued reforms being rolled out by the Governor Obasani administration, designed to remove bureaucratic bottlenecks and attract both local and foreign investments. According to the Commissioner of Business Innovation and Technology, Patience Fakai, the state government used bold reforms to simplify business registration processes, reduce approval timelines, and strengthen the one-stop investment center to support entrepreneurs.
We have digital connectivity, we have land matters. Those are basically some of the indicators that I use taxation to measure the performance of each state. And in Kaduna State, we have been able to have our digital connectivity has been done properly. Our infrastructure, land matters, you can actually, when it comes to land matters, when you come into the state, assessing or getting access to land is straightforward. Everything is connected digitally. So within a day, all this can be done.
A lot of these were made possible through the establishment of the Kaduna Investment Promotion Agency, which helped to cut down delays and corruption.
With the new reforms of the tax reform that is coming on board by His Excellency Mr. President, Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, we're sure that by next year, our IGR will still go up. And looking at what Kaduna State has achieved previously, our IGR was about 62 billion. And within this year, we've been able to reach 71 billion. So this reform has actually pushed our IGR forward, and we know with the subsequent tax reforms, next year our IGR will definitely go up.
In addition, the State Geographic Information Service has further improved land administration by digitizing land records, making it easier for investors to acquire titles and secure property for business.
As rightly the Honorable Commissioner mentioned, ease of doing business, the basic thing for it is for us to see how we can reduce time, cost, and procedure for doing business in the state. So with the new ranking, Kaduna being number 2, it has improved tremendously the perception of investors. So investors, they talk to themselves. So when they come to Kaduna and they see a favorable environment, it makes them want to invest more and reinvest and call on their own friends and investors in their own network to come and invest in Kaduna. So with this ranking, it has improved tremendously the perception of investors on how businesses are conducted in Kaduna. So, with the able leadership of His Excellency, we don't intend to stay at number 2. By 2027 ranking, we intend to be number 1 by the grace of God. So all measures are being put in place to make sure that we sustain the ranking and we go forward.
The Kaduna State government believes that by improving the ease of doing business, it's not just about attracting investors, but about creating sustainable economic growth that will in turn increase its revenue profile.
Now, small and medium enterprises in Kano State are faced with numerous challenges that hinder their growth and sustainability. Despite their role as major contributors to Nigeria's gross domestic product, yet their survival is being threatened by multiple factors. In this special report, our correspondent Abubakar Salihu examines the challenges militating against the development of these key drivers of Nigeria's economy.
Kano State has a significant number of small and medium enterprises, with approximately 2,441 SMEs, employing around 149,153 people. The state is actually one of the top hubs for micro, small and medium enterprises in the country, driven by its large, dynamic markets, infrastructure and business ecosystems. Kano is also home to various industries including textiles, food processing and construction materials. Kano's fertile land and favorable climate also make it an ideal location for agricultural SMEs, focusing on crops like maize, millet and cowpeas. However, unstable power supply, poor road networks, unregulated competition, and limited technology access hamper productivity and efficiency, leading to increased cost and operational challenges.
Interconnected and indeed responsible for most of the other challenges faced by our members, especially local producers of in Nigerian products across SMEs, industrial clusters. Is power.
The Dakata Small-Scale Industrial Cluster in Kano is one of the largest and most active hubs for light manufacturing and recycling in northern Nigeria. It is located in Kano metropolis. Some of the businesses in the market lament the impact of these challenges.
Since after Ramadan festive, the power supply has dropped drastically. Our businesses are affected. The electricity supply does not exceed 2 hours daily. Government should come to the aid of our businesses.
The challenges highlight the need for government support, infrastructure development and skill enhancement programs to promote the growth of small businesses in the state.
Approval for them to be connected, for Dakata, small-scale area also to be connected, and we are working on Sharada as well. So these are the two major small-scale industrial estates that we have in the state. So I think, and also we are in discussion with some companies that will give electricity supply at a cheaper rate. And even last week, I arranged a meeting between this company, I think a Ukrainian company.
Besides the state government's effort to dedicate the 18 megawatts of power generated from its hydroelectric project, the franchise in charge of electricity supply in Kano, Jigawa, and Kaduna State, KEDCO, gives assurances of improved power supply.
We had issues with some of our injection substations that needed upgrade. Our core investor, Future Energies, have really invested in KEDCO in ensuring that our various customers across our franchise area get quality supply. And in doing that, of course, we have inherited, an old network. There is need for improvement, and that is what we decided to do.
Economists believe that a viable SME sector will not only create more job opportunities, but also eradicate poverty and move Nigeria's economy forward. Abubakar Saliu, Channels Television News.
Now over to Zamfara State, where hundreds of children under the age of 5 have been screened for malnutrition in Samanaka community of Gusau local government area. The screening exercise was aimed at identifying children suffering from malnutrition and referring affected cases to nearby government health facilities for free treatment. According to UNICEF, out of 1.2 million children in the state, an estimated 250,000 are currently battling severe acute malnutrition, a situation requiring urgent and coordinated intervention. Speaking during the house-to-house screening exercise, the program director of Healing and Zakat Foundation, Abubakar Yuguda, said the initiative was necessitated by the alarming rise in the number of malnourished children across the state. He explained that children who test positive for malnutrition will be referred to hospitals for proper medical care, while their parents would also be provided with transportation support to enable them access the healthcare facilities. Mr. Yuguda said the exercise forms part of its ongoing interventions targeted at improving child health and reducing malnutrition-related complications in vulnerable communities across Zamfara State.
Today we are conducting one important project, that is house-to-house mass screening, in which all the team members enters different households to screen for any nutritional status of children under 5. That is to know their nutritional status. If there is any child who fall within severe acute malnutrition or moderate acute malnutrition, the team members will now refer them to the nearest health facility owned by the state government and supported by multiple of partners. The percentage of malnourished children is very alarming, going for the stunting rate, which is in high significant rate. But the Western rate now reduces to almost 8.3 for Zamfara State. But the worst part is going for the stunting rate. So our foundation, we are trying to see how we are going to put hands, because eradicating malnutrition, it involves multi-sectorial approach. So that's why we as an individual, we as a foundation, we are trying to see how we are going to put in our best in order to crush this malnutrition. We are not even driving it away, we are crushing malnutrition in Nigeria.
You're watching Newsroom Series live on Channels Television. Still ahead, Jigawa State government to introduce numeracy skills training for Almajiri. That and more when we come back. Welcome back. The Jigawa State government has announced plans to introduce numeracy and skills acquisition for programs for Almajiri and Sangaya School across the state. Governor Umar Namadi disclosed this in an interview with newsmen after an interactive session with Almajiri teachers at the government house in Dutse. According to the governor, over 1 million children will benefit from the program by learning numeracy and acquiring practical skills through the introduction of the new system. Kebbi State government has commenced training for civil servants across the state's ministries, departments, agencies, and local government personnel across the 21 local government areas of the state on public-private partnership aimed at promoting private sector participation and attracting investments to improve the state economy. The training holding in Sokoto is equally aimed at strengthening institutional capacity for public-private partnership governance across ministries, departments, agencies, and local government authorities in Kebbi State.
There will be increase in infrastructure development. At the end of the day, there will be an increase in private sector participation. They will bring in capital and expertise to help develop our infrastructure and ensure that government delivers services to the people.
Can this also help job creation?
Oh, certainly. Where there are industries, coming up, certainly they will provide job opportunities and they will provide services to the people.
Right on the Mining Act 2007, say all the state government, if they want to participate in the mining sector, they have to acquire mining license. And Kebbi State government has already acquired about 20 mining licenses on different minerals in Kebbi State. And we acquired this license purposely to attract investors, both international and local investors, to come into the Kebbi State and invest into our mining license. So with this PPE program, we can able to acquire knowledge or experience how to enter those agreements into that project.
The extent at which this program is going to help is, in fact, the first session really amazed me because I had a lot of opportunity to learn new things about private and public relationship, the way the government and the private investors can come in and make investments to move the state forward.
Now, the Emir of Gusau, His Royal Highness Alhaji Abdul Kadir Ibrahim Bello, has donated food items and cash to 150 orphans and less privileged persons within the Gusau Emirate. The gesture, according to the Monarch, is part of efforts to alleviate poverty and support vulnerable groups in the society.
Beneficiaries from across the Gusau Emirate Council are gathered in Gusau, the Zamfara state capital, for the distribution of food items and cash to vulnerable groups. The exercise, which targets 150 orphans and less privileged individuals, is being sponsored by the Emir of Gusau, His Royal Highness Abdul Kadir Ibrahim Bello, as part of the Emirate Council's commitment to supporting vulnerable members of the society. Zamfara State Governor Dauda Lawal, who is represented by the Commissioner for Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, appeals to others to emulate the monarch by supporting government programs targeted at reducing poverty.
This is to show the people of the local government as Zamfara State that Abdul Kadir that we have chosen to take over from this area is doing well, and we hope each and everybody will emulate what Alhaji Abdul Kadir has done to his family.
Speaking further about the initiative, the Emir says the gesture was inspired by the legacy of his late father and former Emir of Gusau, who was known for his commitment to the welfare of those in need. He adds that education and healthcare development remain top priorities of his reign, noting that the newly launched Late Ibrahim Bello Foundation will serve as a platform to support orphans and promote human development within the Emirate.
Our focus on area of education, health,
humanitarian development. These are his precise words every time, that how am I going to help people, how am I going to help youth, opens, etc. So that is an area of expertise, most especially in terms of education. He is a mentor to all, a pioneer, a health champion in any aspect of life. Because of him, hundreds of thousands of people went to School of Nursing and read because of his pioneership. That's what motivates me to create all this kind of foundation.
The Emir calls for a collective action by government, traditional institutions, philanthropists, and the general public to address poverty, reduce street begging, and build a more compassionate society in Zamfara state.
The Northwest Mobilization and Sensitization Campaign for the ongoing INEC continuous voter registration has been concluded in Katsina State, with the All Progressives Congress National Deputy Women Leader, Mrs. Zainab Ibrahim, reaffirming her advocacy for increased gender inclusion in politics. According to Mrs. Ibrahim, women constitute over half of Nigeria's population, yet their numerical strength remains underutilized. The campaign, conducted under the leadership of the Katsina State First Lady Hajia Zuleihat Rada, was held at the Muhammad Diko Stadium, Katsina State. She said the campaign is aimed at raising awareness about continuous voter registration and to encourage eligible women to register, collect their PVCs, and participate actively in the forthcoming 2027 general elections. And that's it on Newsroom Series. I'm Dominic Iwibu. Enjoy the rest of your day.